Bad Lieutenant was never supposed to become a franchise, and that may be exactly why its third incarnation sounds so dangerous. The original gave us Harvey Keitel at his most fearless. Werner Herzog then handed the idea to Nicolas Cage and created one of the strangest corrupt cop movies ever made. Now Takashi Miike is moving the concept to Tokyo, and the first teaser suggests this may be the most unpredictable version yet. This is not a direct sequel. It does not continue the story of Keitel's unnamed New York detective, and Nicolas Cage is not returning as Terrence McDonough. Instead, the new movie follows the idea connecting the earlier films, a deeply compromised police officer falling into addiction, corruption, and violence while trying to solve a case that may destroy him. Shun Oguri takes over the central role as a disgraced Tokyo detective. According to the official synopsis, he becomes trapped inside an investigation involving a former Yakuza seeking revenge, a mysterious FBI agent, and the missing daughter of a powerful American family. That combination gives the movie several directions to explore. We have organized crime, international pressure, personal revenge, and a detective whose judgment may be too damaged to trust. In a conventional thriller, the investigation would be the center of the story. In a Bad Lieutenant movie, the real mystery is usually whether the officer solving the case is more dangerous than the people he is chasing. That is why Takashi Miike is such an exciting choice. Miike has spent decades making films that refuse to stay inside one genre. He can move from brutal crime drama to horror, black comedy, action, and psychological nightmare without warning. Addition and Ichi the Killer made him internationally famous, but his career is far larger and stranger than those titles suggest. When Bad Lieutenant Tokyo was announced, Miike promised a direct hit with no tricks and said the team planned to cross every boundary. Coming from most directors, that might sound like ordinary promotion. Coming from Takashi Miike, it sounds like a warning. The teaser does not reveal the entire plot, but it establishes a world of neon-lit streets, criminal power, surveillance, addiction, and sudden violence. Tokyo is not being used as a colorful background. It appears to be part of the pressure surrounding the detective. The city gives this version a completely different identity. Abel Ferrara's 1992 film felt trapped inside a dirty, spiritually exhausted New York. Herzog's 2009 movie turned post-Katrina New Orleans into a fever dream where police corruption, drugs, imaginary reptiles, and Nicolas Cage's performance all existed at the same level of reality. Tokyo offers Miike another kind of nightmare. He can use crowded streets, private rooms, corporate power, and criminal networks to create a story that feels controlled on the surface and unstable underneath. That contrast may be perfect for a detective losing control of his own life. Shun Oguri is also a strong choice. International audiences may know him from Japanese film and television, as well as Godzilla vs. Kong. But this project gives him the chance to lead a darker and more psychologically demanding crime story. He does not need to imitate Harvey Keitel or Nicolas Cage. Keitel's lieutenant was consumed by guilt and self-destructs. Cage's detective was manic, unpredictable, and somehow hilarious even at his most disturbing. Oguri needs to create a third version that belongs specifically to Miike's Tokyo. The supporting cast makes the film even more curious. Lily James and Liv Morgan are both involved, although the teaser has not fully explained their characters. Their presence adds another unexpected layer to a story already mixing Japanese crime, American influence, and a detective whose judgment cannot be trusted. The Pressman family provides the clearest connection between all three movies. Edward R. Pressman produced both the 1992 original and Herzog's 2009 interpretation. After his death in 2023, his son Sam Pressman continued that connection by producing Bad Lieutenant Tokyo. That family link may matter more than any shared character. Bad Lieutenant is not built around mythology. It is a concept that different filmmakers reinterpret. Each movie asks what happens when authority, addiction, violence, and guilt are placed inside a police officer who no longer deserves the power he carries. The strange history between Ferrara and Herzog also makes this new film more interesting. Ferrara attacked the 2009 movie, while Herzog insisted he had not seen the original and did not consider his film a remake. The dispute became part of the legend before the two directors eventually made peace. Now Miike enters a concept shaped by two filmmakers with enormous personalities. He is not simply following them. He is joining a conversation about how far this kind of character can be pushed. One important detail is that Nicolas Cage is not currently known to be involved. I understand why some fans may be disappointed because Port of Call New Orleans remains one of the wildest performances of his career. But bringing Cage back could distract from what this movie is trying to become. Bad Lieutenant works best when every version feels independent. A cameo might be fun, but complete separation gives Miike and Oguri more freedom. The official synopsis suggests the case will connect Japanese and American interests. A missing woman from an influential American family creates political pressure. A mysterious FBI agent introduces questions about hidden motives. The former Yakuza seeking revenge adds a more personal and violent force. At the center of all of it is a detective who has already fallen from grace. He may be vulnerable to manipulation from every side. The police may not trust him. The FBI may use him. Criminal groups may know his weaknesses. His addictions may make it impossible to tell whether he is discovering the truth or creating his own version of it. I hope the film leans into that uncertainty. The earlier movies were memorable because they did not ask audiences to admire their central characters. They forced us to remain close to men who were corrupt, damaged, and sometimes unbearable. A safer movie would give the new detective a clean redemption arc. A true Bad Lieutenant movie should make redemption feel possible, painful, and perhaps undeserved. Neon released the teaser ahead of the film's Toronto International Film Festival premiere this September. A wide release date has not been announced, but the TIFF launch suggests this is more than a routine genre release. The best version would combine serious character work with Miike's willingness to become violent, absurd, or shocking without warning. Bad Lieutenant Tokyo has everything it needs to become another cult film, a fearless director, a strong lead actor, an international crime story, and a franchise name that does not require continuity. I want to know what you think. Is Takashi Miike the perfect director to reinvent Bad Lieutenant, or should the series have ended with Nicolas Cage? Either way, this is not a remake designed to play it safe. It looks like a new descent into corruption, and Tokyo may be the perfect place for it.